Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Matt Tebow with Stacked, and today I'm joined by Freeze, a member of 100 Thieves coaching staff. How are you doing today, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Quite good actually. We won the game versus GG. Our slump sort of started with GG, and now we're joking about that it's finishing with GG. So hopefully that's true, and that's the end of it. So feeling good.
Yeah, walk me through the game. We were talking a little bit about this before the interview, but you were talking about things like your team comp and the way you kind of took those fights going in. Just walk me through how it felt to watch it as a member of the coaching staff.
So we managed to get a super good team fight oriented team comp where you can just press your alt and win the game compared to the other team or the team's draft of GG. So the game was pretty simple. As long as we don't fall behind early game, we should be winning pretty hard in team fights. And definitely helped that we played this type of a comp where it was pretty easy to play this type of a comp, and we've been in a slump, so we needed to pick something like this in the champ select to get our confidence back.
Mm-hmm. And that's moving on. That's the next topic I actually wanted to bring up about. You're coming off a tough weekend. Excuse me. This is 1-2, losing to Evil Geniuses in TSM, and finally getting a pretty big win over Golden Guardians here. How did the team? What did you guys focus on? I guess is a better way to ask this question in adjusting from these kind of rough losses in this slump, as you put it.
We had a very important team talk after yesterday's loss, where we tried to determine what our issues are and how to solve them. And basically, with that in mind, we focus on, okay, well, we'll have to play with more confidence. We'll have to play something that's easier to play than the comps we played before, because we've been playing high execution, high pressure comps where you need to play them very well to make it work. And we just went back to the basics, went back to diving bot lane, diving like dive comps everywhere and that type of thing. So that worked well for us in the past, and it's shown to work as well again.
Mm-hmm. Of course. And I think the pretty big thing on everyone's mind today is Ryoma coming in over Damonte, right? Like Ryoma said in his post-game interview just now, he likes to fight. He's always looking to fight, even like we saw it today when he picked a high aggro champion in the mid lane like Silas, right? Whereas Damonte's more of a roamer. He likes to pick Galio, Twisted Fate, make his presence known in like bot lane or top lane when he can. What made you guys decide to swap out Ryoma over Damonte?
So for us, it was more of we were doing very well in the early season where meta suited us, and we were picking very good meta champions, or like the meta that we played was the best to play, roamers, diving side lanes all the time. But then we found ourselves with a lot of struggles when we tried to play meta with the control mages, where it was very hard for us to get like our footing in the games. And Ryoma showed that he plays these mages slightly better than Damonte. So we said, okay, let's try him, see how he goes. After what we had a team talk with everyone, and we kind of decided that this is the way to try it, or like if you try it, we try now, and we'll see how it goes. Right, we're still testing out what happens, how he plays on stage, and if it's better or not. So we're still deciding on that. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. For foreseeably for the rest of the season, like going into week 6, and I don't want to make any assumption, like not assumptions, but like prognosticate, right? I don't want to say like, oh, 100 Thieves is going to make the playoffs in like this spot or this spot, right? But assuming you guys make the playoffs as well, will we see Ryoma in the starting mid lane role for these next few weeks?
That will depend on the performances of Ryoma, and if he plays well on stage and keeps performing, then yes. If not, then Tanner or Damonte can obviously come back. So we'll see and work about that, like what happens. So far, it looks like Ryoma will be playing, so we'll see.
Okay. And going back to one of your previous points, you said originally you guys played that high pressure, like high execution comp that you needed to play really well to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And Damonte, I think, was a big part of that because he was able to kind of push the lane with Galio, Twisted Fate, get level 6, R immediately to like bot lane, set up a double kill, and then you guys would just kind of go from there, right? But
Yep.
then you said when you swapped to the more meta stuff, you started to struggle. But I think
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of people ask this question is why even go to that meta thing if your high pressure, high execution was working?
Because since the champs that like the meta changes, and when meta changes, it's obviously like the best way to play is the meta way. And given how we played and how we play the early game style, we started struggling with getting the leads we needed, because we were very linear in the way we were playing. So we're like, like we would push mid, we would set up dive, and we would dive. And it only works as long as you like do it for a certain amount of time. But we've been like doing it all the time. So the teams that we played versus developed a defensive strat versus what we were doing. And then when we were not getting the leads we needed to get, or when we were used to getting, we fall off with like we didn't know how to play the game when we were behind or when we were like even. We just needed to be ahead to win the game, or know how to win the game through like getting early leads. And since the teams adapted very well versus our playstyle, we needed to change something, and we tried to go into the more slow-oriented mage meta game.
Okay. And one last question. Coming off this 1-2 weekend, this win was really convincing. You guys look like you had control of it from the minute Tristana got a double kill with her E right simultaneously in bot lane. But what would you say to 100 Thieves fans who aren't exactly convinced, who would say like, well, Golden Guardians is like the worst team in the league. Of course you guys are expected to stomp them. What would you say to fans who aren't exactly convinced that 100 Thieves still isn't where they need to be?
I mean, we definitely were in a slump, or maybe even are still. We're working, doing everything we can in order to get out of the slump. Trust us, we like in the process, we put it in the hours, we get extra blogs, we do extra presentations, we do everything we can to get out of the slump, get comfortable with our own playstyle, get confident again, and eventually, if we keep winning or getting the wins, we'll get the confidence back, and we will show you the 100 Thieves you wanna see.
Of course. Once again, this is member 100 Thieves coaching staff Freeze, and I'm Matt Tebow with Stacked. You can find us online at stacked.gg, and you can follow us on our socials at StackedLL. If you're watching this on YouTube, click that subscribe button. It really helps us out a lot. Freeze, thanks for taking the time to talk to us, man, and good luck next week as you prepare for a run for the playoffs.
Thank you.